B in lane 1, University of Washington in lane 2, Minnesota in lane 3, Oklahoma Cal Davis is in lane 4, University of California San Diego in 5, Santa Clara in 6, and Colorado rowing in lane number 7.
Here we go. We have a start of the women's novice B. Inside, off, clean, and fierce is the University of Washington. And lane 4, UC Davis, dead even as they cross the 100-meter mark. All boats have cleared breakage. And your early leaders are inside lane 1, University of Washington, and UC Davis holding their own. I'll call it even at the 200-meter mark. Third place, we look to the University of Oklahoma, a brand new program out of Norman. They are 4 seats down on Davis at this point, but in the third place. Having settled into their race pace, University of Washington is leading at 32.5 strokes per minute over UC Davis, rowing the same. Washington is up 4 seats on Davis. Davis has 4 seats on Oklahoma. Then it's back inside to Minnesota, and then Santa Clara, Colorado, University of California, San Diego. Approaching the 500-meter mark, your clear leader, Perpetual over UC Davis, is lane 1, the University of Washington. Second place, Davis maintains its 4-seat advantage over the Sooners of Oklahoma. Oklahoma is Perpetual over lane 2, the University of Minnesota. Minnesota is half a boat ahead of Santa Clara. Santa Clara, UC Davis, and Colorado are a bit off the back. That is your call from 500.
And our lane assignments for this event, number 20, it's the Women's Collegiate Novice B. It's the second of 3. And it is Washington, our current leader, in lane number 1. Minnesota in lane 2. Oklahoma, as Bob mentioned, the new program in lane number 3. It is the Davis campus at the University of California in lane 4, UC San Diego in lane 5, Santa Clara in lane 6, and Colorado is pulling out of lane 7.
And we're here seeing a dominating performance from the University of Washington, closely followed by UC Davis, and also another very strong program in California. And the interesting thing inside them, or between them in lanes 2 and 3, the University of Minnesota have sent their novice crew here, but have left their varsity and their JV at home to hone their skills on home waters, or to race elsewhere, I'm not sure which. And in lane 3, the University of Oklahoma. This is a brand spanking new program this year. It's starting off at the bottom rung of its program with its novice crew. They brought their novices here. They have a varsity squad which raced 4s against San Diego State and the University of San Diego yesterday on this course. And they're coached by Leanne Crane, who was a long-time coach at University of San Diego here in California, and who then went to the University of Central Florida and took them that program all the way to the NCAA championships, and is now the inaugural coach at the University of Oklahoma program.
Must be very exciting and challenging for that particular program, and they're appointing themselves relatively well here as they are out there in lane number 3 and certainly in the hunt for the 3rd position at this time. It is Washington along the shoreline, and certainly depth and quality coming out of that university program. And they are currently on the lead. They and the University of California Davis got off to extremely fine starts. Washington has parlayed theirs into a lead, while Davis is trailing a little bit. They are currently in second position, but open water back. And then the Oklahoma crew appointing themselves very well, especially at the preliminary stages of their program, and they are currently in third spot. Then we have some open water back to University of Minnesota. Then on the outside, UC Davis beginning to move up on the outside and challenging Oklahoma for that second spot. Then farther outside, Santa Clara University. All the way to the outside, Colorado, and UC San Diego trailing.
And this looks like it's going to be really, really tight for that second spot in the grand final of the Women's Collegiate Novice event. At the moment it looks like the University of Oklahoma and the University of California Davis, who are going stroke for that position, with the University of Oklahoma seeming to have the advantage at the moment.
This is Washington with the comfortable lead along the shoreline. But once again, we turn our attention to the second grand finale qualifying position. On the outside, it is Oklahoma with a slight edge over Minnesota. Check that. It is outside. It is Davis with a slight edge over Oklahoma now, but they are right with each other. Trailing is Minnesota. Then to the outside is Santa Clara. All the way to the outside to Colorado and UC San Diego. It is Washington along the shoreline with a commanding lead, but once again, our battle is in lanes 3 near side Oklahoma and lane 4 outside the Cal campus at Davis, and they are certainly putting on a show right now. Washington on the commanding lead, but our attention to second place. One will go to the grand final, the other go to the petite final. This is Oklahoma on the inside. They've got a slight edge over Davis on the outside. Oklahoma, Davis, Minnesota, outside to Santa Clara, all the way outside to Colorado, and then UC San Diego. It is Oklahoma with the slight edge along the shoreline, about 6 seats. Washington on the clear win, but it is Oklahoma now continuing into that second place. Davis challenging on the outside. Open water back to Minnesota. More open water back to Santa Clara, UC San Diego, and Colorado. At our first position, looking for a second place finish, Oklahoma apparently will fight off the challenge by the University of California Davis and finish in that second spot. Davis will complete their run in third. This is Minnesota crossing the finish line right now. And then outside, the apparent order of finish will be Santa Clara, followed on the outside by Colorado and University of California, San Diego.
While we're waiting for the next race, have some lane draws for tomorrow's grand finals. In the Women's Cal Cup Grand Final, lane 1 will be Kansas State, lane 2 St. Joseph's, lane 3 Sac State, lane 4 University of San Diego, lane 5 St. Mary's, and lane 6 the Stanford Lightweights.